Hello and welcome. Today we're going to make a traditional Doña María inspired mole. These are the ingredients, so go ahead and screenshot. We're going to start off by filling half of our pot with water, and we're going to go ahead and add our drumsticks and our chicken thighs. I already took off the skin from the thighs, but I left it on the drumsticks because it gives this good flavor to the water that we're going to use later. And once I'm done adding all the chicken pieces, I'm going to cut a white onion. It could be yellow as well. And we're going to put half of it inside our pot. And after that, we could add more water. This is why I wanted to only put half of water in the pot, because after the chicken goes in, it kind of fills up. So this is why we add water after. And now for our sauce ingredients, we're going to cut a fourth of onion. Now we're going to wash our chiles. And we're not going to take off the stems just yet, because when we're cooking it, we don't want the semillas to come out. And now fast forward, we're going to put aluminum foil to a warm pan or frying pan. And we're going to place our ingredients, our chiles, onion, tomato, and 2 garlic cloves on medium heat. And now we can add salt to our chicken. As you can see, it's throwing a little bit fat into the water. You can see it kind of greasy. And then we're going to stir it. And now we can cover it for about 45 minutes or until it cooks fully. Now we check on our chiles, and you could flip them so they won't get really burnt. Caution when doing this, friends, you could get burned. You can use some utensils such as claws or tongs to flip them, or if you're a little bit more aware of this already, you can use your hands. Just be careful. And go ahead and flip your tomato. Make sure it's getting fully cooked all around. Your onion. You can already see the chile starting to get a little bit fried, so just lower the heat a bit while the tomato cooks. Check on the chicken. It's still not throwing enough fat, so cover it up again. And now we could flip our chiles again. Flip the tomato, garlics, onion. It can get stuck, but that's okay, because either ways we're gonna blend it. So it's already done. I'm just gonna kind of cover it a bit so it could cool down before I place it in the blender. Now that it's cooled down, I'm gonna cut off the stems. And I'm going to put the whole chile entero inside the blender. I'm not going to take out the seeds because I feel like that gives it flavor. That's totally optional. You can remove the seeds if you'd like. Either way, it's going to get blended, and you can strain it in the end or just put it in like that. I cut my tomato beforehand into 4 pieces so I won't damage my blender. And now we're adding all of our ingredients. And I'm adding a cup of chicken broth from our chicken that we're boiling. Now I'm gonna add our Doña María mole. Be careful when doing this. I suggest you use a spoon. Now I'm adding a little more broth just so it can kind of dissolve. And you can just dab it a bit or squish it before blending. And then we can proceed to blending. I blended for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then I added my chicken broth powder, chicken bouillon. That's my favorite seasoning, and I'm gonna blend it again. I have to hold my blender because it gets out of control. And now we're gonna add some oil to our frying pan, and we can cook our sauce. And we gotta stir and stir because the color is gonna change, and also you don't want it to burn. And then we're gonna add our chocolate abuelita. I start off little by little. For example, I started with half a chocolate, and then it's gonna melt, and then I'll add more later. You can also taste it as you go. If you really like the flavor, you don't have to add more chocolate, but that's just my personal liking. I like it mild, half spicy and half sweet. So that's what we're going for. Now I'm transferring all our chicken broth left over into another pan. And now we're gonna add our sauce to our chicken. I left about a 1/4 cup of chicken broth in there so it won't be too thick. And then we're gonna mix it. And we can add more chicken broth as we go, because you don't want it too watery. And just be careful and patient because this mole does make a mess everywhere. And you can gently stir it already. More chicken broth, stir and stir. And this is the end result. Look at how delicious and creamy this is. You can taste test. If you want a little bit more sweeter, add more chocolate. If not, then that's okay. And now we're done. So you can go ahead and pair this with some orange rice and some tortillas.